Hello guys, welcome to Thermomixing Adventures. Lisa here. Hey look, have you jumped over to my website yet and grabbed your copy of my Speedy Dinner download? If you've not, jump over there and grab that now. You'll see there's 16 recipes that are all made in less than half an hour, sometimes less than 20 minutes, like today's dinner. So welcome back. Those of you who don't know me, my name is Lisa Keegan. I am a consultant and a team leader for Thermomix in Australia. And I come to you a couple of times a week to inspire you to get more out of your Thermomix. There is so much your Thermomix, whether it's a TM31, a TM5 or a TM6, can do to serve you in your kitchen. Whether that's getting back more time because you can walk away from the Thermomix when it's blending, cooking, those sorts of things, or whether it's saving on the bills at the end of the day when it comes to grocery shopping. There is so much this Thermomix can do to save you, okay? So for me, I'm a mum of 4 boys and I've got a husband as well, and they eat a lot of food. We use our Thermomix. We've actually got 2. One of the blessings of being a consultant, and we use ours usually at least 3 or 4, if not 5 or 6 times a day. If I look at the planner for today, my kids have made little breakfast fritters already at 7 o'clock this morning to go with some bacon and eggs that they had for brekkie. There was a banana smoothie made. There was some lemonade made. For lunch, there was zucchini fritters, and one of them doesn't like zucchini. Actually, it's called Mediterranean courgette fritters. If you're looking for it, it's on the UK site. And then one of them doesn't like that, so we scrambled eggs in the Thermomix as well. And now I'm here for dinner, and I am making it early because I'm dashing out to the gym soon, and I like to actually leave it sit here so that I can just serve it up when I get home. The beauty of the Thermomix is when you turn it back on after an hour and a half, it's going to tell you your temperature that it's sitting at the moment. It measures the temperature constantly. So you'll actually know then, is it still 70 degrees and it's going to be really hot and burn mouths, or is it going to be like 30 degrees and I'm going to have to reheat it? Okay, so that's the beauty of Thermomix. Oh, I forgot, and I've also got yogurt fermenting, I should say, in the other Thermomix as well. So that's what's been going on today. That's just the day in the life of a mum of 4 kids and a husband. And later on tonight I'm making dog food because my dog as well gets her mince and veggies made in the Thermomix, and then I freeze them for the week ahead. So there's a little day in the life. But we've been away and then we've been home, we've had family here, it's been crazy. So I do apologise that I haven't been around a little bit lately, but I am back and I'll be here every couple of days, and the replay is on YouTube. Please remember as you watch these, little reminder, interact in some way, whether that's pushing the like button, the love button, whether that's actually typing a comment and saying hi, okay? Reason being, Facebook doesn't know if you like it or not. If you don't interact, they go, oh, you don't like this, and they don't put it in your newsfeed. It's as simple as that. If you're watching a replay on YouTube, remember to hit the subscribe button so that you can get notifications when I have new videos up. But otherwise, let's get straight into this recipe. It is 2 steps. How easy is that? And it takes a total of it's a 7-minute cook, and then however long your pasta says. Now we use gluten-free pasta here. Mine says 12 minutes, so that's how long. So it's going to be 12 plus 7, 19 minutes. And I only have to be here like twice. Like seriously, it's that easy. So let's get started. You'll notice my cameras are a bit mucked around today. My camera is still on holidays. One of them refused to work, so I'm down to just one other camera. So you are missing the top one today. So I do apologize for that as well. But we may do. So do say hi if you're watching on as well. All right, so first things first is some oil into the Thermomix. Now, if you didn't have olive oil, use another oil, that's fine. You could use butter, you could use ghee, you could use tallow. If you've got that, it's completely up to you. By the way, tallow was something I made before Easter, which was a really interesting experiment, and I'll probably do it again sometime for you guys if you've never made it. It's very cool to make in your Thermomix. It's so easy. I love easiness, okay? I am not a cook by nature. So if I can have easy recipes that I don't burn, and you don't burn things with the Thermomix because it's all done for you, it's kind of super easy, okay? Then happy days. Okay, you see here it says 1 chicken stock cube crumbled, or 1 heaped teaspoon of chicken stock paste homemade. Now I don't bother making, I'm not going to touch that camera guys, it's going to fall off, I'm just going to leave it. I don't make chicken and beef stock, I use veggie for everything, okay? By the way, this recipe, as I said, it can be made gluten-free, which I'm doing today. It can also be made meat-free, as much as it's chorizo. There have been many occasions my kids have had this recipe with just tomato and pasta, and they think it is amazing, okay? So you don't feel like you've got to do exactly what the recipe says. They're only guidebooks, they're not rule books, okay? So, garlic, next in. I'm cheating, I'm using a garlic paste. It says a pinch, we like garlic, so I'm gonna go about a teaspoon, maybe a little under, it wasn't a heaped teaspoon. Totally up to you. You know what, if I didn't have garlic, and it does say powder, I'd just leave it out. It'll taste amazing as long as you've got your homemade veggie stock in there as well. If you've not made homemade veggie stock, get to it, okay? It just lifts the flavour of all your dishes beautifully. Okay, oregano. Again, if I didn't have oregano, what would I use? And this year I told you I'm going to tell you all about my thinking behind why I do what I do, because, you know, it's great to be able to watch these videos and go, oh, that's a nice recipe. But it's even better if I can show you why I can swap things, or how I would swap things, or what I do instead, because not always do we have exactly what we want to cook with in the supermarket to buy, or even in our pantry. So to have these easy swaps, happy days. So I would use mixed spices. I'd use, if I didn't, not mixed spice, sorry guys, mixed herbs, okay? Maybe Italian herbs, parsley, if I had parsley, rosemary, you could use fresh if you had that. It says oregano, I'm going to use oregano, but honestly, anything that's green and dried in a container in your pantry would probably work perfectly fine. Or even basil. You know, basil's another one people often have in the pantry, because your basil's got, you know, tomato and basil, match made in heaven, so why not? Okay, chorizo or bacon. You could use ham. You could use leftover roast chicken from the weekend. You could leave it out altogether. Okay, these are the things you can do. I didn't even weigh mine. I sliced it up, put it in a container, and in it goes. Yeah, I'm a little short, that's okay. Kids won't mind. As I said, they've had this vegetarian and they think it's amazing anyway. So use what you've got in your pantry. Okay, so canned mushrooms. Oh, we're skipping that out. My kids, the two older ones would happily eat it. My two little ones would fish them out. So it's far easier for me to just omit them altogether. Okay, so when you get to a recipe and you find something in it like that, just skip it out. All right, 300 grams of tomato, homemade or Italian style paste. I've just got diced tomatoes out of a tin. They were a massive 2.5 kilo container, so hence I've got them divided up. About 300 grams is what we need in there. We're nearly at the point where we're about to cook some new ones up out of the garden, which is super exciting. I think I owe you guys a garden tour. It's been a long time since I've taken you out to the yard. There's been lots of progress. We dug 28 kilos worth of sweet potatoes the other day out of half a garden. So the things are happening out in the yard at the moment. The kids are having a whole lot of fun. Okay, there's a lot of water in this, and you might be hesitant around the water, but let me explain what the water does. In a recipe like this, that's a one-pot pasta, the water's job is to actually provide the hydration for the pasta later. That's its job. So if you don't have enough water, you will end up with an incredibly gluggy recipe at the end, and you certainly will not be content with that. Now you might notice I'm a little over on the weight. Doesn't matter. With Thermomix cooking, does not matter. Now, on with the lid. Now our safety tells us to take off our measuring cup, which just rocks out of our Thermomix. Now if you've got a TM31 or a TM5, you do not need to do this. Your measuring cup moves, so it's okay. It's only for us who have a TM6 and the measuring cup locks in and doesn't fall out. And now it's going to cook for 7 minutes. Now, it's got 7 minutes, 100 degrees, reverse, slow stir. Okay, now for those of you watching on and you're wanting to skip this step, you can, but you're going to sacrifice a little bit of your pasta. Now, if you think about traditionally before you had a Thermomix, because I'm assuming many of you on here do have a Thermomix, you would have used a stovetop to boil your pasta. You would have brought it to the boil and then you would have added your pasta. Reason being, because once that pasta hits the boiling water, it holds its form. If we're heating it up in that water, if we're heating the water up with the pasta in more so, it's going to lose texture. It's going to go soggy. Okay, so that's the reason why we bring it to the boil. However, if I was pressed for time and we had to dash out of the door somewhere right here, right now, you know what? I'd put my pasta in. I'd put this says 12 minutes on it. I put 12 minutes on it. It'll be fine. I'll probably sacrifice a bit. There'll be a little bit in the bottom that's a little bit crushed up, but it'll work fine. I've done it accidentally in the past and it works. You just do lose a few bits. But you know what? My kids don't complain. They love pasta, tomato, happy days, meat. They can give or take. They're not too fussed. But it must have veggie stock in it. Otherwise, they tell me it doesn't taste right, and I agree. It really does enhance the flavour. Now, if you want to make this special, what can you do? There's a couple of things. You could be putting some Parmesan cheese on it at the end. Okay, it's as simple as that. This is a one-pot dish. It means there's only one thing to wash up. How awesome is that? So you could certainly just put some Parmesan and then some parsley on top, and you're going to make this look fantastic on the middle of the table if you're entertaining. Okay? The other thing you could do is if you needed more volume in this recipe, you certainly can double this recipe. There's enough capacity in here to double it, but not with the pasta. Okay, you're going to see when I put this pasta in how high this goes. What would I do instead is I would cook my bag of pasta in my thermo server. Now, if you don't know how to do your thermo server cooking of pasta, send me a message, comment below, and I will let you know how to do that, because cooking in your thermo server, that insulated little bowl you can get for having a demo, it's normally 2.6 litres, but if you're around for a TM31 day, it's 2.2, or you might have a white one that's 2.2, or a black one, it's amazing. Okay, it literally means you can have a massive 2 litres of sauce cooking over here and serve it with your pasta in 12 minutes. So incredibly easy. So hit me up in the comments if you want that recipe. But otherwise, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you how to finish it. I'm going to call it quits early on this step, because you know I love to shortcut things when I can. It is on 65 degrees, which you'll notice that means these lights go red. Do you guys know that? If you get to 60 degrees, it goes red, which is really handy if you've got someone in the house who, like a child, who wants to touch or know when they can eat everything, or even a partner or a husband who wants to dip the spoon in everything. You can say, hey, it's over, it's red, okay? It's going to burn your mouth. 60 degrees is that temperature where it's okay, all right? It's usually nice enough that you can actually eat it. I used to tell my kids when they were little, don't ask about the custard until those lights go green. I used to make it like well in advance and let it sit there for a few hours, and I'd be like, afternoon tea when it goes green. So that's really handy to know here. So I'm going to push the button. So I haven't left it for full time. It's on 75 degrees. Push that. I'm going to move on to the next step just so I can show you this full process through. So mine's going to be even quicker than 19 minutes. So I'll go next. It tells you to add the 350 grams, and it says of, what's that say? Short dried pasta. E.g. penne. I've got spirals. You can use fettuccine if you like. You do need to put it through the lid. That's a really fun recipe if you've never tried that, putting it through the lid and it spirals around. Let me put this in. Sorry about the noise. Now, there we go. I tend to stop a little short. Normally I try and aim for 300 because these bags are typically 600, so that means I can get 2 nights of dinner for the kids out of this. So just a little tip as well, check your bag. You might be able to be pretty close. Now, guess what? The lid on, and it tells you to cook as long as your packet does. So really super easy recipe. I've given you some hints today about how you can double it, how you can make it a little bit fancy. If you need it to be fancy, by the way, 12 minutes, 100 degrees. If you are if you are watching along these videos and you're manually making it, I know some of you do, reverse. Please push reverse. Otherwise you're going to mush up your pasta. See how mine has reverse set? When you're following guided recipes, it does it for you. But if you're not and you're following along later, that reverse is important to you. So 12 minutes, 100 degrees, reverse, and on to speed 1, which actually, what's it says? It's not speed 1, it's slow stir. So there you go, we let it go, and it's going to cook, and in 12 minutes time, just going to stop because you probably can't hear me over the machine. In 12 minutes time, we're ready to serve this up into bowls. But mine's going to sit here for an hour and a half or until the kids are hungry. If I'm not home, it's okay. Hubby will be here to serve them up. And they're going to be content and happy. I might jump online later tonight and show you what hubby and I are going to have tonight. So we're going to have some salmon without the kids. It's not a cheap dinner if you're having salmon. And so the kids have pasta. We have salmon. But anyway, guys, reach out if I can answer any of your questions. If there's anything you need support with your Thermomix. If you're in Australia and you want to get your hands on a TM6, I would be absolutely honoured to help you get one on the bench. So reach out so I can send you a purchase link to do so that it links you through to me for support. Okay, if you have any questions about the recipes I'm making, by all means do ask, and remember to jump over to TMXing Adventures where you'll find this downloadable on the blog page. Okay, subscribe over there as well, because in a week or so time you will get the sneak peek as to what I'm putting out in May to inspire you to get more out of your Thermomix. So thanks for watching on today. Thanks for saying hi, those of you who are popping along. Remember as well to share these with your friends and family who have a Thermomix and they need inspiration, because you know what? Nearly 10 years with one and there's still new recipes that I'm showing you each week. And there's so many more skills and confidence that I'm hoping you're gaining through these videos. So please do share them far and wide. But take care. I'm going to spin this up to speed 1 and I will see you in another video soon. So take care. We'll see you then. Bye for now.